Star Citizen Alpha 3.23 is now in Wave 1 of the ePTU, so it's effectively the PTU and the sort of public test universe, but it's on a different branch. It's important if you're trying to select which one you want to actually download. Wave 1 means that we can start to show footage from that patch now, and there is a wider test audience than there was previously just with the Eva Carti. So what is in this patch? What can you expect to see? Obviously we'll be showing some of that footage off throughout this video, but Character Customizer. Character Customizer, that has the ability to have a load of different faces, sculpt your character in whole new ways. You can have beards, you can have makeup, you can have long hair. There are lots of customizations here, and you'll be able to customize yourself to a unprecedented level is the idea. There's also new UI and mobiGlass stuff, so you'll notice there's sort of tweaked UIs and everything looks a bit cleaner and a bit better. There's the new interaction system, though that's not fully in for testing yet. You'll notice it's easier to pick stuff up. You can interact with stuff much more easily just by walking up to it and pressing F, bam, grab it. Load of new mobiGlass, updated apps there, home screen showing you a ton of useful information at a glance, but also we've got the Star Map, or the Map app, which combines the new Star Map, which is a fully functional star map. That in itself should be its own feature, fully functional star map, because previously we've had pretty bad experiences with the star map, but this one is much more functional. It has search functions as well. They're trying to improve some of the readability of the text and the locations as well, but yeah, you can also then scroll all the way in or all the way out. So you can scroll all the way into a mini-map of the area that you are in. Not all areas have a mini-map at the moment, sort of landing zones and some ships. You'll see a mini-map there. And you can set waypoints on that mini-map. I don't believe you can set locations on the star map yet, as in custom locations. Bam, I want to just quantum travel off into the middle of this area. But I do believe that sort of functionality is coming in the not too distant future. There's upscaling, DLSS and TSR, there's graphics improvements. It looks like they're going to be turning on Vulkan very shortly. You've got a couple of new creatures, well, a couple of creatures in Star Citizen, which you can hunt, but there's also missions associated with them as well. There's Copians, which are actually quite dangerous, pack animals like jackals or wild dogs, and then you've got the Moraks, which are sort of non-combat birds. You can harvest them for valuable materials, but also for sort of mission items as well. Distribution centers. These are all over the Stanton system. Well, I say all over. You're going to find them on Microtech and Hurston at the moment. These have a load of interesting gameplay area to go through. They're big. They're full of content, or at least they're going to be full of content. There's some missions and stuff associated with them at the moment, but not much, and that's obviously going to be expanded out. Master modes are in. I've been playing around with these in Arena Commander. They still need time to bake these as well. So that's true of actually all of the features that we're going to discuss. They are in, but it's Wave 1 ePTU. It does feel like they've rushed some of this stuff out the door. It didn't feel like it was ready to go into Wave 1, potentially. It depends on how you sort of interpret how CIG want to collect data, but they've got a wider audience, and there is some stuff here that obviously requires a lot more ironing out. There's some features that just aren't here yet. Some features are only partially implemented. Master modes needs a lot more depth to it and tweaking to it, and this is the sort of separation of nav mode and SCM mode. Nav mode being your travel mode, but you don't have shields and weapons, and then you've got your SCM mode, which is your combat sort of mode, and your general function mode, but you don't have your high speeds of cruising, and you don't have the ability to go into quantum. It's not just master modes as well. You'll notice that there's a load of combat updates, targeting improvements, sort of UI improvements there as well for ships. Moving slightly more over to the FPS sort of side of things, the new loot screens are in at the moment, so they just enable you to quick grab stuff and move stuff around your inventory a lot more easily, while potentially even in combat. There's the new EVA, which looks much better, and you float around much better without sort of janking around and bumping into stuff in the immersion breaking way that we did previously. There's ammo repooling, sort of grabbing magazines from your backpack and using them, not just ones that are on your belts, and then actually being able to go, I want all the magazines on my belt to be full of ammo from the ammo that was in my backpack or multiple magazines and sort of pull all the ammo together. There's dynamic crosshair if you've got a combat visor. Basically what you're getting in Wave 1 PT at the moment is a more refined Star Citizen experience, bringing some of those Squadron 42 features over and going, yes, FPS experience is going to be better and a lot more streamlined. They need to get the interaction in a bit better, but the interaction experience does severely improve 3.23. Looking forward to them turning on Vulcan properly, sort of integrating it properly. It's sort of, I believe it's there under the hood, and they're literally just waiting to test that now. Arena Commander wise though, we do have the engineering gameplay mode. Now, this needs more time to bake as well. It's A2 versus A2 or A2 versus Gladius. There's sort of two modes you can play, two teams. If you're on an A2, you spawn with some fuses, and basically you've got to pilot the ship and have some gunners, and then have engineers running around. So that's the idea. You're in teams, and you have to watch these relays because fuses can break in them, and you need to replace those fuses. If any of the relays go off, potentially losing functionality of your ship, which is bad, you can physically see if they're broken in the actual relay panels. And you can also use the engineering screen to sort of reroute power, turn it on and off items, and see how many fuses and how damaged certain things are. But you will literally be running around the A2, replacing fuses, manning the stations. The sort of damage that you take onto your components and stuff like that might be exaggerated for this test, so bear that in mind, because messing around with it a little bit, I go, it's going to be impossible to solo even medium-sized ships, because you are going to need, if you take them into combat, so you need an NPC crew, or you're going to need to avoid combat if you're going in a ship that's medium or larger, because if you lose a relay, if you lose a fuse, if you lose a system, you are just potentially dead in the water, your shields are down, you're going to get blown up very quickly. So yeah, even if they dial it down to like 10% of what it is, I still think it would be hard to solo a large ship. But this sort of stuff will change. They're obviously testing it and then trying to work out the sort of lifespan of ships. How long should they survive for in combat? How long does repairing your ship and looking after the fuses and everything, how long does that elongate a battle? I also believe they don't want ships to explode in the not too distant future. That'll be happening, but at the moment you sort of do still. It's fun, but very much not finished. Very, very experimental as a mode. There's Gravlev Royale. Yeah, you want to fly around in Arena Commander and shoot people pew 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 while flying on your Gravlev vehicles. Got custom lobbies in Arena Commander, which allows you to sort of set up a game mode as you want. The last wave of a Pirate Swarm has changed as well. Now a Bengal carrier turns up to assist you after you survived a while against the Idrises. There's new audio as well. Some people are liking the new audio for space and ship combat, but some people are not. There's a big hole of stuff that's not in yet that's supposed to be in. So personal and persistent hangars, freight elevators, the cargo hauling missions, the blockade runner sort of dynamic event stuff, and the reputation update. Also, the full player interaction sort of updated experience. There are a lot of things that are broken in the current EPTU patch. Hopefully there'll be fixes for them soon, or at least they're breaking sometimes. So I can't always set routes in the minimap and it will say routing not available. Can't set nav markers in the minimap at the moment. The upscaling seems very aggressive. It sort of lowers my quality a lot, so I feel like I'm on a very, very, very old retro game. Some of the servers are incredibly laggy and desyncy. Stability, pretty good for a Wave 1 build. It's just there are weird, awkward problems. So sort of bear that in mind. That and a few other known issues do need to be solved before this is truly playable and will go to wider testing or anything like that. Just be aware, if you are playing now in that Wave 1 PTU, you may and will encounter some really weird or annoying issues. Try and test something else is my advice to you if something's not working. Obviously, there are some things that are going to break your game experience, not allowing you to leave a zone or move properly around the verse. Yeah, it can be frustrating. And I'm expecting Cloud Imperium to try and make that end of April date for a live build still. Try and make, and getting there, two different things. They have just over 2 weeks to make that a reality. So it's still a strong possibility, but it wouldn't be awful if they push it back into May, push it back into Fleet Week, something like that. That would also make sense. But yeah, And for 3.23, first wave PTU, we can start showing content on it. We will be focusing on some of those features and actually playing them to their completion. We'll be doing some Copian and Marek hunting, stuff like that. Messing around with all the new features in Pirate Swarm and getting to that last wave, hopefully. And we'll be continuing to follow that patch's progress as they start to add those important cargo features and persistent hangars, freight elevator, cargo missions, all that sort of jazz as well. I'm really interested to know, have you been playing in the 3.23 ePTU, whether that be first wave or Evocati? What are you thinking of that patch at the moment? Are you looking forward to it going sort of into live build? When do you think that will happen? Are you expecting any of the features to slip into a 3.23.x patch? Like I suppose we have modularity and stuff like that in that patch planned for the Retaliator, and Retaliator being brought up to gold standard. Very excited for that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Whatever your thoughts or questions, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Welcome to Jurassic Park. You want to see the wonders of the internet and protect yourself online? Come to Jurassic Park with the link nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, or click the ones below. They do move in herds. Nord was so preoccupied whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Not only do you get big savings with that link, but also top-tier encryption and servers with no limits or borders. I want to be from sunny old England. I don't know why I'm doing an English accent, I am English. Or on the Isle of Newburgh, where the Jurassic Park set, then you can. You can be a clever girl. But remember, you didn't say the magic word. I can't remember any other Jurassic Park quotes. Get NordVPN today. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For April, we're giving away a Hornet F7C Mark II, that latest medium fighter. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, so you can play Star Citizen, bam, just with that. It's all you need to play. And if you get involved with the Overdrive Initiative missions, you may be able to upgrade that to an F7A Mark II. Just comment on any of my videos made during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. Every video is effectively another chance to win. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video, and thank you so much to the people that support the channel and go that extra mile with the join button under my videos, giving a little bit each month. They get some exclusive content and badges and help shape the channel a little bit, but also help allow us to make a video pretty much every day. There's also Patreon for people that are interested in that. Any of the affiliate links below my videos help support the channel, but so does commenting and liking and subscribing and sharing these videos too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.